I just want to make sure to say it's an Aboriginal recognition, just because I'm not of Indigenous descent myself. So just so we're clear, that's an Aboriginal recognition. I actually want to start my recognition today, this morning, with something a little bit different than the usual process. I want to recognize not just the unceded lands on which we stand, but just as importantly, the lessons they teach us about civic responsibility. For you see, on these unceded Coast Salish territories of, as was mentioned, the Kwantlen, the Katzie, Semiahmoo, and the Kaikai, the great understanding of stewardship above ownership stood as tenets of civil society since time immemorial. As educators who are settlers and visitors, and yes, even those of us that have families dating back centuries, it is of utmost importance that we place front and center the importance of community and the importance of intersectional and interconnected being. These lessons are not a European invention or even something new. They reside on these lands. They reside within the practices of the thousands of First Nations groups the world over and Indigenous peoples right here at home. We recognize those teachings, those lessons, and that we step lightly forward as unique yet connected nations on these First Peoples territory. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie, for the beautiful welcome. And on our behalf, we'd like to present you with a small gift in appreciation. Thank you so much. As I said, we're here today for a very special announcement. And to get things moving along, it gives me great pleasure to invite up to the front an individual who I'm sure all of you know, who demonstrates strong guidance and leadership across our community for many years, in fact, many decades. Our worship, Mayor Linda Hepner.
Thanks, Terry, and good morning, everyone. I like very much this Love Wins. I think that's great. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to be here today. And I would ask, please, for people to come here that are going to join me in this important announcement, and that would be Lori Larson, the chair of the Surrey School Board, Superintendent Sean Gill of the Surrey RCMP, and Rex Hayes, your principal here at LA Matheson. Last August, I announced the Mayor's Action Plan on Gang Violence Prevention, and comprised of strong representation of longtime community members, government, academia, and key players within law enforcement. We looked at every aspect of the gang phenomena, determined where there were gaps and how we could close those gaps, and we looked at everything around Surrey, but more importantly around the region and the programs that were being offered. That report is completed and it will be released in the next couple of weeks. Another key element of the plan was the creation of the Mayor's Award for fostering civic responsibility. The primary objective of the award is to encourage Surrey agencies which foster responsibility in children and youth to not only inspire others to act the same way, but to strive to even greater impact and change the dialogue. The nominations opened in February of this year and they closed on the 20th of April. There were many worthy nominations, 21 of them in fact, and it was a very difficult task to pare it down, but we did come up with a winner. Before I formally announce the very first ever winner of the Mayor's Award for Fostering Civic Responsibility, I want to tell you why they were chosen. The work this program does emphasizes what is great about Surrey and our citizens, but fosters a connection between students that is positive and focuses on building leadership. The program itself is innovative, instills pride within the community, and is making such a difference that others are beginning to emulate its proven approach. One of the criteria I very explicitly had for the award was that the winner must demonstrate that they go above and beyond, and what I meant by that is that the work they do goes beyond their traditional mandate and is not part of their core purpose. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can check that box off. this program does exactly that. It demonstrates that it is making an impact by inspiring others to act well beyond a classroom curricula. So without further delay, I am so pleased to announce the inaugural winner of the Mayor's Award for Fostering Civic Responsibility is the MustangJustice program. MustangJustice was started by Annie Ohana. Annie is L.A. Matheson's Aboriginal Department Head, and she is also the past winner of the Prime Minister's Award for Teaching Excellence. When it comes to MustangJustice, Annie is supported by the Language Department Head, Gurpreet Kaur. Under their joint leadership, Annie and Gurpreet have evolved the program into a social justice initiative led by students from grades 8 through 12. The core purpose of MustangJustice is to foster responsibility and a desire to change their communities for the better. A key feature of the program is its focus on social justice, social responsibility, and the dedication to systemic solutions to community issues. The program embraces diversity and inclusivity, and their activities include Pride Week, Indigenous Week celebrations, anti-racism events, soccer camps, community events, and mentorships. And for example, MustangJustice put together over 300 Welcome to Canada care packages for our new Syrian refugees who are joining us as community members here in Surrey. They also, for the very first time, interacted with World War II veterans and celebrated their anniversary with them of Vimy Ridge, or recognized with them the Vimy Ridge anniversary of 100 years, interacting with veterans and students and bringing a better understanding of what it means to respect where we came from and to respect the work that all of those who came before us have done to provide to us the freedoms that we enjoy today. I've been told that Gurpreet and Annie are a great team, great colleagues, and they respect not only one another, but they take immense pride in their work. Their work is grounded in bringing light and understanding to complex social and civic issues that need awareness and clarity. And they challenge students to vacate the negative narrative and instead to foster a sense of service and of responsibility. Annie and Gurpreet are true role models in every respect. They have always acted in the best interest of their students and in the best interest of the wider community of Surrey. They are much loved by their students. This is where you can clap. Love wins. And they are most deserving of recognition for the selfless giving of their time. So on behalf of the City of Surrey, I am so proud to present Annie and Gurpreet with an award of recognition as well as a monetary prize of $10,000. The cash prize is given as a contribution toward the continued operation and hopefully the enhancement of the MustangJustice program. I would now invite Annie and Gurpreet up to the stage. This is our stage. And to accept their well-deserved award. Come on up, Annie and Gurpreet.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Go ahead.
And more importantly,
Congratulations. For everything. Congrats.
you're going to need assistance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, we are a team, so we have to be together at all times. People think we are twins now. Good morning, everyone. My name is Gurpreet Corbains, and I'm the Modern Languages Department Head at Matheson. I'm a proud public school teacher who has been teaching in the community of Surrey for the last 17 years, and 14 of those here at Matheson. I love the community of Surrey and LA Matheson. Every day I wake up excited to come to work and see my colleagues and students. My husband is here, he can vouch for that. He said, "You're running to work every day, as early as you could." This is a legacy of Matheson community. Today I accept this award on behalf of all of my colleagues at LA Matheson. Some of them are teaching right now in their classrooms. We are a strong, passionate team driven towards a common goal. Our vision as educators is not only to educate the young minds, but also the hearts of our students. Educating our children to be respectful, responsible, kind, compassionate, and contributing members to their communities is at the heart of everything we do at Matheson. Our nomination for the MustangJustice program, which was founded by Annie Ohana, is an umbrella for a lot of our projects, is based on all the powerful work that goes on at our school. This work is not extracurricular or required. It comes from the fact that this is needed in our community. All this work is not possible without the support of our strong administration. A special heartfelt thank you to Mr. Hayes, where is Mr. Hayes? Right there, for always leading and supporting us teachers in the Matheson community. We cannot do any of this without the support of our admin. Denton, Ms. Savory, Mr. Anderson, if I forgot anybody, excuse me, please.
Past administration.
Past administration for 14 years that I've been here. For myself, who teaches a social cultural history language course called Punjabi Mustang, it has always been important to connect one's heritage, and the only way to do that is to involve the community. The MustangJustice program at Matheson allowed me to take those steps to foster civic responsibility in our community by creating an atmosphere where Punjabi Mustang was so much more than just a language course or a Gurmukhi script, but a place where students could grow through mentorship through their identities. You see, we need to give our children the roots to stay strong in the worst of the storms they may face. Before you think that's the latest buzzword, it is actually one of our programs. Next 100 Years Mentorship Program. Gina Dosanjh is back there. Safe Schools Parsahod is there. Harjeet is there. Thank you guys, you are leaders with us. Through a social justice lens, we have built a program where our youth engage in civic responsibility by mentoring grade 5, 6, and 7 at our local feeder elementary school, Senator Reid. The results have been incredible and long-lasting. I encourage everyone here, from the mayor to the media, to look around the room, the organizations you see, and there are many who couldn't make it today, and the t-shirts on display here. This is the evidence of our dedication to building responsibility in our youth that both empowers them and builds a more positive Surrey. Don't believe the stereotypes. Surrey is an amazing city with intelligent youth, and some of them are sitting right here with us. It is programs like these. It is programs like these, especially when supported by the government, that allow us to build positive connections where students can take on the challenges they might be facing, but do so in a way that is community-oriented and not negative. Our MustangJustice program, and we have proof of hundreds of students, helps build the kind of civics responsibility that makes each student proud of themselves, of their families, of their community, and of their country. Thank you to our Mayor Linda Hepner, City of Surrey staff, Surrey RCMP, LAM admin, and our trustees for all the support in the community. Congratulations, Mustangs, we rise together, and I love Surrey. And now introducing Annie Ohana, founder of MustangJustice program. I will hold that.
Thank you.
And display it as you talk. How's that? I have a couple broken words, if I'm being honest. All right. Wow. I'm never speechless, so this is something. Okay. The world too often paints responsibility as a negative, as a tough task that one must labor over because it is a requirement rather than a joy or vocation. If I may, do any of these sound so arduous? Celebrating one's culture by taking part in the Punjabi Mustang Film Festival and creating films that you wrote, edited, and acted in yourself. Speaking in front of thousands in support of gender equity, safe schools, and the end to gang violence. Spending the afternoon with peers and friends mentoring younger kids. contributing to language anthologies that uphold long traditions from the Greek language to Gurmukhi Punjabi, planning soccer camps for K-7 kids, spending your mornings teaching them respect, communication, and fair play, getting involved in the political process by learning how voting processes work right at the voting booths themselves and in the belly of all kinds of campaigns, taking classes that encourage you to listen, to discuss, to dialogue, to not judge, to celebrate exactly who you are in all resplendent diversity. I hope that didn't sound too arduous, because I know that it's not. I stand before you as an educator that started MustangJustice 6 years ago, because to be neutral is to be complicit. I stand before you as an educator that saw what was lacking in this community, a community I live in, and decided that our students were the answer, not the problem. I stand before you as an educator whose textbook and curriculum resides in the real world, in the real skill sets that assure success, in the belief that responsibility for a safe, positive culture is not created by more boots on the ground or punitive measures based on prejudice, but rather the raising of our students to believe that civic responsibility is a beautiful pleasure, a wondrous joy, that justice over charity brings justice to all. I stand before you as an educator that sees MustangJustice as a tool of empowerment for all voices. We have no right to judge. We have no right to lord power over one another inequitably. A true civil society is one that can create discourse and dialogue that favors a multiplicity of opinions rather than a preponderance of one. We teach to be loud, never silent. We train to advocate, not to subjugate. We facilitate a growth mindset, always resilient. For a small inner city school organization like ours, and I mean tiny, the money is a true miracle. I can't even begin to say how much of a miracle. Our PAC, our union, I'm a proud BCTF member, are such amazing supports, but endless grant applications and the struggles to fundraise, and for the record, opportunities that I believe should be necessities. I should not have to fundraise for my Aboriginal students. I should not have to fundraise for opportunities that will build skill sets. That should not be happening in our schools. And yet it's a struggle. It makes it difficult to operate. With this $10,000, we look forward to growing the opportunities we provide our students, to plug the holes of the lack of, for example, a community center in this area, to help parents already struggling economically while still working multiple jobs, to provide a safe home, that we can provide them a second home, a true second home, a second family, and an identity that uplift all who are students, and to be proud Surrey citizens. I thank the City of Surrey and its partners for recognizing our students' contributions to their community, their diligence and their civic duties, and that youth are not just the leaders of tomorrow, but actually are the leaders of today. Be civically responsible because it is fair. Be civically responsible because it is just. Be civically responsible because life is just so much better when we provide the power and the voice to each and every citizen. I thank you so much for being here today, and we're just over the moon. Thank you.
Wow, very inspiring. Wow. Very impressive.
Very good.
Our next speaker this morning is a grade 12 student who has been a participant in the program, Gunreed Sethi.
Hi guys. Today I'm overwhelmed by joy and pride. This event will be marked in Ellie Matheson's history. Firstly, I would like to thank Ms. Ohana and Ms. Baines for all the countless efforts they have put into the MustangJustice program. Personally, this is an extraordinary program that has turned my life around from a shy and self-conscious girl to an outspoken and confident leader. If it hadn't been for these ladies pushing me to the best of my ability, I would not be standing in front of you. I remember my grade 9 socials class, where I had to present a history project. Boy, I was so nervous. I didn't know what to do, and my paper was literally like this, right in front of my face, just so I wouldn't have to look anywhere else. Now here I am. I've given speeches at rallies, large-scale and small-scale events, and before over 300 trustees. This fire was ignited in me by this program. The opportunities that came my way motivated me to step out of my comfort zone. Additionally, this program has changed my way of viewing the world. Sorry, guys. The educational field trips conducted by Ms. Ohana have opened the eyes of several students. One example could be the Downtown Eastside trip. It is during this trip one learns the difference between what media portrays poverty to be and what is the actual reality of the people suffering from it. We get to converse with some of the people and understand the consequences that led them to be here, and also why it is so hard for them to get out of it. Trust me, the story is way different than what you see on the TV. Every year, our lovely Miss Ohana organizes Digging the Roots event to fundraise for the BC Children's Hospital and Doctors Without Borders, while making the students aware of the divergent cultures that reside in our school. This event is always a huge success, and I believe she deserves more credit than she gets. Similarly, the Senator Reid Mentorship Program that has been a huge hit and was much needed. It has awakened the youth to a better knowledge of their society, community, identity, and culture. If one does not know their history, then they are lost. This program has assisted the younger generation to become aware of where they come from and why they should be proud of who they are. Recently, with the help of Ms. Ohana and Ms. Baines, the Maple Battaglia documentary was screened in our own gymnasium for classes to see. This is a story of a young girl's unhealthy relationship leading to her ultimate death. The video held great importance and showed the symptoms of unhealthy relationship, and why one should get out of it. Maple started dating her murderer in high school, so I feel like it's crucial to show this documentary to students so they would avoid getting into this situation beforehand. I do not have enough words to show how proud I am of this school and the amazing work that staff puts in, especially these women. I am graduating this year while carrying the teaching and values provided to me by this program, which helped me shape into a better version of myself. Thank you.
One of the things that Gunnery didn't mention, and many of you maybe already know, that her years here at LA Mathson have been so successful. Not only is she graduating, but she's off to UBC in the fall to study engineering. Congratulations. None of the work that we try to do at the city or that the RCMP do or people across the community could happen if we didn't have an incredibly strong and long-lasting relationship with the Surrey School Board. So we're very honored to have Lori Larson, the chair of the school board, come forward and say a few words.
Thank you, Terry. So just to let you know on a personal note, I really feel like this is sort of home to me. For the first 19 years of my life, I grew up about 2 blocks away from the school. And my sister taught at Senator Reid, and my nephew just recently taught for a couple of years at LA Matheson. So it really is at home, and it's unfortunate that this wasn't available in my teen years because it would have been appreciated. I'm glad to see Annie Ohana and Gurpreet Baines being recognized today. They are well known in their school and in our district for their tireless work in furthering social justice, social responsibility, and respect. Through MustangJustice, LA Matheson students have been not only enlightened in many ways on many issues, but they have also provided opportunities to be engaged with and connected to their community and beyond. And I, as a trustee, was very fortunate to hear Gunreet speak at our Trustees Association. The students are enriched by their understanding of social issues and by the pride they take in the work they do, led by Ms. Ohana and Ms. Baines to help others. But MustangJustice extends to parents, engaging and involving them in the school and their teens' education. And I think we've just seen recently how important it is for parents to be involved in their child's activities day to day. And beyond the school, into the community. And literally the front lines of demonstrations for social justice connected to global issues. It is indeed a civic responsibility we all have to value and promote respect, cooperation, and good citizenship. And these are the values that Annie Ohana and Gurpreet Baines reinforce in their students. Our board is proud to see the work of our teachers highlighted and rewarded through this award. And I thank Mayor Hepner for initiating the Mayor's Award for fostering civic responsibility. It is a great way to promote and reward such important work in our community. Thank you so much.
thank you to all of our speakers. I'm sure you agree with me. This is clearly an honor that our recipients are worthy of, given not only the hard work, but the incredible eloquence and beautiful words and commitment and compassion they bring to their students, the students' families, their school community, and our entire community. So thank you very much. I'll ask you to just join me one more time in a big round of applause and congratulatory thank you to the winners of our state. And now we have two things to take care of: refreshments and photographs. So I'm going to ask our dignitaries and our platform party perhaps to come forward. Anybody who wants photographs of them can get that.